All right, guys. Hope you guys had an amazing weekend. But we woke up to the ATVi news, and it's going to be an ATVi weekend in my stock life. I've been too busy with it for the last 1 hour, so it took time away from my research. But just went over the gamma report and certain other levels. Right. One thing I can tell you that today again, the next few days, especially this OPEX, if you guys looked at the chart that we posted over the weekend, and then HK Kemani also posted this spot gamma video, right? And if you guys went through all that, you know that it's going to be a volatile session today. All right. Well, likely positively, right? And I'm gonna go over the gamma January expirations on the options. Not today, but we'll go over them on Thursday because on Friday is when they will matter the most. All right. So on Thursday morning, I'll go over them, how Friday may be shaped up, and then Friday obviously we'll go in more details, and I will probably only focus on SPX on Friday in the pre-market. All right, and then give you guys a little idea of what to expect this OPEX on Friday. But for today, SPX, we have some levels. We have 45.75 as support, and if this breaks, we are expecting more volatility. All right, but we're likely to I think bounce above 45.75. So 45.75, I think we might bounce off of it today, right? Because we don't just continue straight down. We will get these bounces slowly and then like a stair step down the market. But currently we do have, so 45.75 is roughly right here where you can see the support. It's roughly right here. All right, and this is a sort of a support level also, right? That's where we held just in December. We broke below it, but then we held above the $4,500 level, and then below this we have our next level that we have. If you want to know all the levels, they're posted in pre-market, right? Then we have 45.24, which is all the way right here, roughly the low of this candle right here. All right, here we go. So that will be the next support level if we fail 45.75. So 45.75 is your first support, right? And then if we fail 45.75, then we have all the way towards where? 45.24, around these 5-10 points up and down. To the upside, we have 4600 as resistance, then we have 4650, and then 4700. If we get 4700, then we are likely to uptrend. All right, because if we get 4700 now, then that shows strength in the market. That will show strength in the market, and we might continue much higher towards the upside. All right, but 4700 will be hard, but 4700 has to hold, or is likely to hit 4700 get rejected. So today's SPY, as we trade live on voice chat every day. Every day we trade live on voice chat. On Friday alone, I think we had 7-8 alerts on voice chat live that we traded, and we actually nailed all of them except one where we just stopped out, right? So pay attention on the voice chat. We'll go over this. We see some plays. We're gonna announce it right away live on the voice chat, and then obviously in our chat as well, right? So SPX is gonna be a volatile day as per the gamma report. Let's see what we get. And this option expiration is one of the biggest. All right. Qs, if I go over, we are at this whole support zone. Before I used to go over these levels, so I'll go my old style. We're holding this support zone. If we hold below it, where we're opening negative, the 10-year rates are up. The rates are up above 1.8. Market usually takes them as a negative. Now, what we want to see, if tech is really going to bounce with the rates up, can tech bounce along with it, like at the same time? If that's the case, then the rally might continue into the earnings and after, right? Then we may get more effects in February and March. However, if the rates go up and then the tech obviously comes down, then the relation is still there, then you want to be careful going longs. I'm going to go over some tech names and then we'll see where to go from there. On Qs, I think it's very likely that we get this area visited, which is roughly right here, 349, 350 towards 365. So it's a 15-point range where I think we're going to visit on tech, and then we see where we go from here. And these small gaps will be filled here, all right? And for much higher, we need above 400. God knows when that happens. For now, we have a lot of selling above 400. All right. And here, tech, I am still leaning towards the downside, that we might get more downside in tech. Okay. Any tickers you guys have, please mention them. The first one is Facebook. I see from Tonka, so I'll just go over Facebook. Facebook has been very choppy around the $320, $330, $340 level. It's been many months now, since October, that I've been seeing Facebook at the same price levels. Playing this chart here and this chop is very, very hard. No candlestick matters here. It's just the price level is holding. It's just going up and down, killing premium if you're going far out. All right. And we do have selling pressure above 340. Anytime Facebook gets above 340, they sell this stock off. Right. That's something to know and pay attention to. All right, because once it breaks out of here, you want to make sure that 340 plus 345 levels are held and taken with uh, strong to the upside. But here, if you're trying to catch a day-to-day move, there's no way you can draw any trend line you want. You can draw whatever pattern you want. There is no direction here. Facebook is just holding above 315, under 340 basically, and in this price zone. All right. And for Facebook, first level is above 335, and then hold above 335, we likely see higher. Here you can simply play the range bound, and that's it. All right. But for now, if tech gives up gains and Facebook breaks yesterday's lows and closes below, that's bearish. Then we're probably going to break this support and go much lower. All right. Then we might, if I go on the weekly chart, just on a longer term picture, then there's a good chance that we might break and visit this breakout area right here. All right, which is roughly a 290, 300 area, and that's where I can probably play a bounce on Facebook. All right, but Facebook know from the chart when something that goes sideways choppy is stuck for many weeks, and then all of a sudden it just breaks out. All right, so don't get stuck in this chop trying to go long, only seeing upside. Many things in the market will matter for now. TQQ, oops, right, and this is the 3x leverage, I believe, right? On this, that's the same thing as Qs, guys, that I just covered, right? It's the same thing. So if Qs go up, then this goes up more. All right, it's the same thing. So the Qs that I just referred to, that is tech, and Google, one stock that I do want to go over. 2700, 2800. We nailed Google puts right here at the top. We bought the $2,800 puts for this week, last week, right? We took our double, and then we played the weeklies, right, which were also up over 100% at the open that day. And then I was out of all Google. And now what I want to see is Google break. Right now it's going to be opening below the 2750 zone. If 2750 does get rejected and we take the low, so I'm just going to give you guys a play on Google right now today on tech. All right, so listen to this very carefully, and I will probably jump on this live on voice chat. So if Google today, I'm going to draw you guys a play right now. I think I already have an idea what might happen to Google. If Google goes above 2750, and if it visits this range right here, which is roughly 2770, so 2765, 2770, around that level, and then it comes down and it gives up 2750, I'm pretty sure 2700 is in play. All right, 2700 is in play on Google to a downside on puts. So if Google gets 2770 in the morning, it comes down, it gives up the gains on 2750, 2700 is likely in play for the puts to the downside. If it flushes straight in the morning, then I might miss my move because I don't want to pay so much money for those option contracts. It is a short week, it's 4 days, so you want to get some good entries or try catching the nice resistance points for the best entries. All right. And Amazon, absolute disaster ugliness, because if they announce cut down profits, right? Supply chain. I mean, their earnings will matter a lot this time. And on their earnings, if they announce anything that increased their costs and the earnings are not impressive, the EPS is down, this can go down a lot. Right? This can go down all the way towards 2,900, and then we have the zone of 2,700, where I would personally go long on Amazon, maybe via equity, and then I'll see, right? Probably from here. Then we go long from here. All right, at this zone. Okay, at 2,600. Until then, I won't touch it. If we're playing options, what's our number? First is 3450, followed by 3765, 3775. We go full size, right? That's where I will go full size above 3775. Until then, I will avoid. I don't know when this happens. If this happens this year, next year, or 2024, I have no idea. Or if it happens next month. All right, so we are sitting at a nice little support zone. If tech bounces here, we hold and we reverse back up, then obviously Amazon will be in play. But here, I don't know what it's going to do. Here, if I was to play Amazon, I would probably play to a downside, or I would probably sell bear spreads here. And after this Jan OPEX and earnings, we will get the direction where the tech is headed. All right, Microsoft, another chart that I wanted to go over. On the daily, it looks good. We caught this entire move down. We caught this, so I wasn't the only one calling puts here. Yash, Bucky, right? A lot of people nailed Microsoft puts here, and some more in the group. And here we're just in the support level where we're trying to hold. But as soon as we give up 300, I think the first level that we're going to approach is 290. Under 290, we have 280. Then we're going to stall here for some weeks. We might do some stuff, whatever the market may do. They might bounce it to 300. But then I'm pretty positive 250, 260 will be visited in the coming months. Maybe in Feb, maybe in March, April. I don't know when it's going to happen. All right. But I will be buying leaps, if anything, or maybe trying to trade it around this area right here. around 260, not when it hits, but I will let it set. I will see a weekly reversal, and then I'll probably play to the upside, because that will be almost 80 points off from the highs, and that will be a good discount on Microsoft, and then we play to the upside. All right. And then we have Twitter. Is failing the IPO support. Is failed the IPO support. If I go on a monthly channel, is failing the IPO support, which is not good, right? So I will remove all my drawing. Is failing this support. If this month we do not close green, if we don't close green this month, I think this chart is done for a while, unless it gets buyout news like ATVi. All right, T will be on this. I think when he sees it, he might even jump in. All right, so this simply needs above $45 level if anyone knows about Twitter. ATVi, obviously our title. T's been on this for many weeks, right? He's somebody that listens to CNB. He listens to news. No one knows Kramer, hears Kramer more than him. He does not miss a single word from him or any, because those are the guys that give us hints or something that can be picked up. And he's the one that usually cracks the code of the buyouts. All right. On Friday when he actually bought ATVi, his comment, to me was that they're probably going to get bought out over the weekend from what he knows, right? And he bought alerted about half an hour before the market closed. His ATVi alert came in. Okay, I don't have the time here on Discord, but you guys can see it in the premium alerts when he bought it. And now they will be opening up at 2,500, 3,000%. All right, currently trading at 90 bucks. That's a huge move. All right, so from $1 to 25 at the open. Manage, do what you want to do, but that was a play that MSL was on for many months now, or ever since they started shorting it, since October, I believe, right? And there's the move. He has the next buyout target also. So if you want to know what that is, make sure you're in the premium chat. He has one name that he mentioned. I'm not going to say it. I will let him announce it whenever he wants to, when he thinks it might be a buyout option. So that might be another play in the making. So I won't say it here. I will let him say it when he thinks it's time to announce it in the premium chat. Right? For that, yes, you have to be a premium member. And ATVi just managed. Congrats. Absolutely beautiful morning. And apart from this, then we have PayPal. And then one ticker. So PayPal, I want to go over, guys. This is a nice bear flag on the weekly. Don't try catching the dip on this name. That's why I'm going over this name. They can absolutely bring this name all the way down to 140, even 9,400 bucks. All right, there's a lot going on with these names. Check out their PE, check out the fundamentals. Now, if they're selling some names, they're going to absolutely murder them. PayPal, Square, unless you're buying equity long term, and you're like scaling in every few months, how we teach you to buy equity, not all at once, but scale out every 3 months, scale in every 3 months, so you get the best average. So if you bought some equity at 240, you're now buying it at 130, then you might buy it at 80. You get a nice average on the equity play, right? So Square also can see all the way towards 84. C Limited, what a beautiful company. They took it from 375 to 171. Who would have thought? And they took it down really fast. And these are the signals, hints, what's happening in the market. All right, so you want to be very careful. Pins, another stock that they absolutely destroyed, right? And which is also sitting near support. And this also came all the way from 88 to 32 bucks, right? Snap is another stock that is destroyed. Right, who would have thought, from 85 all the way back to $38, where it broke out from at good support. And now they might even bring it down to 27, 25 if this continues. DKNG, one of my other stocks that I really like. Why? I'm a huge fan of Michael Jordan, right? And he's in it, right? And DKNG also bear flag breakdown, and now they're bringing it down all the way towards 1920, right? Then we have Jumia. Also, they absolutely destroyed, right? A nice little pump all the way towards 70, now trading at $9, right? These are the hints, singles that 1250 absolutely failed to hold, and then 12 is a must hold, otherwise single digits. Well, you know what, here we are in the single digits, right? So these things you guys just have to care. IWM also another sector. If we break below this zone right here on IWM, if we feel it's a similar to Amazon chart for some reason, if we break below these levels, which is roughly 212, 210, and we continue holding, there's going to be a big red candle to the downside on IWM, right? And you guys know what that means for the market, right? There's a Russell 2000 small caps, and if this breaks down, then markets might get ugly. Who knows? All right, and then SPSQ, obviously most of the indices I think will follow, and there will be a bloodbath. All right, how long it will last, I have no idea. And there's the only thing I can say. Melly, yes, I can go over Melly, and I have another ticker that I need to go over, BBIG. Somebody requested, I hope you're listening in pre-market, BBIG, I will go over. Melly, a very strong support level, but don't be surprised if they bring this name all the way towards here. which is roughly 746, 750. And you know what? They will do this very fast. They'll do it in one day, bring it down, and shoot it right back up. They happen very fast. So if you're somebody that likes Melly, you want some equity, you can have some orders in at 750 if you're confident, and who knows, you might get filled 760, 770 around this area. All right, if they break this support. The way the chart is looking, it looks like they want to bring it down to 725. Trust me, they probably will. I don't know if they will, but I'm pretty sure they will. Right now, it's just a bounce from the support. It's trying to hold, but there's a good chance they bring it down under 800 on Melly. And then if this fails to hold, then we obviously have 460, 500. And don't be surprised if you see this. I'm telling you guys. In this market, you know, I've been through certain markets like this, not too many, right? But I'm only 30 years old, so I only have so much experience in the stock market. Last 10 years, I've witnessed all the many crashes that happened, and they will and can bring this to 400 if they want, right? Mark my words, right? Unless we hold above 1,000, we reverse, that will continue going back up, or else it's coming down. Same with Shopify. It went up a lot, all the way towards 1,700. They sold over almost close to 35, 40%. Right, last week it gave us a little reversal. If it fails to hold, the next zone is all the way here. The reason I'm giving you guys these very huge downside levels, if you're going long, I'm not saying you don't go long. What I mean to say is, if you're going long, manage your position sizing. You should be okay if shop comes to 800 and your options go to 0. Right? If you're buying equity, that's a different story altogether, because in future, I think obviously shop goes much higher. They'll announce a split eventually, you know, whatever it may be. But if you're playing options, know these downside levels so that you know how much you're buying in case the stock goes down, and those options will lose a lot of value. All right, so there's a difference. So understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying they're going to come here. These downside levels you should expect when going long, so you know. And if you're going short, then you should expect the long side as well. All right, that's what I'm trying to say. BBIG, a lot of chatter on Twitter about this one, about the squeeze and whatnot. Names like this, I mean, you know, the market screws up these names. How do you play this name? Tell me one thing. You take this name to $36, you take it up to $9, you bring it down back to 223, you bring it back to 5, you bring it down to 247, you bring it back to 11, and you bring it back to 213. These are called pump and dumps, guys. This company is a pump and a dump thing. Until something solid can be proved, this is a pump and a dump company. I don't like, you know, this is a pump and a dump company. All right, same with space and all these names. In future, they might do great, but this is a pump and dump. Don't get stuck at the pump when all these FinTwit people are tweeting, buy this, that. Those are the people that are actually selling you these shares. Unless you have a catalyst from the company, unless you have followed some fundamentals, unless you've looked at some news of this company, something that's legitimate, you're buying it, fine. Don't buy it because it's getting hyped up on FinTwit. That you're simply gambling. Treat it like a gambler or a casino stock then, right? Whatever money you put in. These are simply pump and dumps, nothing else. Buy a support, sell a resistance, simple as that. Here it's in the middle. So if you're trying to hold it by this name, make sure $4 level is held. If 4 is not held, they're gonna bring it right back down towards $2 or back into a dumpster. All right. The only thing I can see here, there's a lot of buying volume that came in on Friday, right? Or it's last week, sorry. And now if we hold above 400, they might squeeze this to a 514. Then you have all these resistance levels, $6, 7 and 8. Right, a lot of money can be made if you're on the right side, but if you get stuck buying the FOMO fear, you're likely going to get screwed, and you deserve it because you're only buying something you don't even know what you're buying. All right, this is a pump and a dump stock in my opinion. All right, so if you're buying this, playing this, please understand the company, know there's something legit that you're buying it for. With this Rivian is a oh wow. So Rivian, the day it IPO'd, you know, one of the comments I made that I will wait until this name gets 20, 30 points, right? Or 20 to 30 around this zone right here, right? No matter how much you love this name, what is the IPO trend until 50, 30, until it gets to these zones right here. No matter how much you love this name, I showed you guys this chart before it happened. Not that I knew, it was simply based on the other IPOs that happened in 2021 and what they did with them. The same thing is happening with Rivian. A nice pump, all these news, blah, 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 this, that. A company that hasn't even reported any earnings. You guys don't even know any number, and people are just buying it based on God knows what, right? Even Mercedes, BMW, even their market cap is not as much as some of these EV companies that have not even produced any income yet. So I understand the hype. I understand Tesla did Tesla. Tesla is different. I understand what Tesla does. But this company right here is coming down, guy. I think it's coming to 40, 30, 20 very soon. And it's going to happen. They might give you a bounce towards 100, get you all hyped up, and then boom, they'll sell it off again, right? And so not until their earnings come out, 2-3 earnings, until you see the reports of these companies, then it'll probably go up. Those that have been with us, Rivian was covered here at 140, 150. You know, we told you, you know what, double digits are coming, then eventually 50, 60, 40. If this zone is coming, it's just based on the trend. Hood, how hyped would this stock tell me? How many of you guys wanted to chase this stock and think something was going to happen with this stock? You guys remember this name? Right? How many of you guys were so bullish on this name here? What happened? They brought it right back to 14 bucks. Rivian is going to have the same fate as this, but all these names is a trend that's been following. So don't get sucked into it. Earnings needs to come out. When they give out earnings for a few quarters, that's when the performance is measured. That's when the analysts know that, okay, these are the numbers that are coming, this is the growth. Then they start buying it. Any IPOs, avoid them unless it's a very, very strong company. God bless. I'll see you guys back in the chat. Any charts I missed, just message me in premium Discord. No problem. I'll go over it. And if you're not in our premium chat, we do have a free chat. Please message your ticket in the free chat. I'll go over the technical analysis. God bless. Good luck. Manage. This week is big, but be patient. We'll be live on voice chat.